What's up YouTube, it's Deanna from Windy City Vape Reviews, and today I will be doing a review of the Tesla 80 watt TC. See if we can, it's so tiny it's hard to hold it and show you at the same time. That is the device. It is very small, fits in the hand really well. We're going to dive down, take an up close and personal look, and then we'll come back up top, take it for a vape, and I'll let you know my pros and cons. Alright, let's take an up close and personal look at the Tesla 80 watt TC. This is the box that it comes in. Got the Tesla and their logo on that side, and then Tesla 80 watt TC on this side, nothing on the top or bottom or sides. And it is a temp control device, but it only does titanium and nickel. And then it does have a bypass. There are 4 different colors to choose from. I have it in black. It comes in red, gray, blue, and black. There's your QR code for more information. Inside the box, you have the certificate of inspection for quality assurance, and then a small little pamphlet. It does take one single 18650 high drain battery. Goes up to 80 watts. You can charge it through the USB, but I prefer to take my batteries out. Again, it comes in black, gray, red, and blue. It's made out of zinc alloy. It has a brass-plated silver 510 connection. It is 82 by 38 by 24 millimeters. Minimum output is 7 watts. Maximum is 80 watts. Maximum watt output voltage is 8 volts, and then maximum output current is 24.5 amps. And the resistance on a normal coil goes 0.15 to 3.5 ohms. You can fire from 7 to 80 watts, and if it's 0.1 to 0.14 ohms, you can do 7 to 60 watts, and that's most definitely because it's only a single 18650 battery. You can't get enough power to power up them low ohms. And then for titanium or nickel coils, it goes from 0.05 to 1.0 ohms, and in the temp control, the range is 200 degrees Fahrenheit to 600 degrees Fahrenheit, 100 degrees Celsius to 300 degrees Celsius. And then on this side, you just have your function buttons and all the protections. Feel free to pause the video if you would like to read all of these. Alright, let's take a look. So it comes in this really nice box. It has like this velvety kind of lining. It does have 2 battery doors. This one's a little bit more plain. Not sure if it's picking it up good on camera, but it does have this like glittery stuff in it. It's really cool. And then here is the device itself. And this thing is super tiny. I love the way it fits in my hand, and I've had this for about a month now, and this has been pretty much my go-to device for work, just because it fits in my pocket really great. There's your 510 connection. I don't believe it's spring-loaded. No, it's not. Oh, it is. It is spring-loaded. Sorry. So don't try to adjust it with the little screwdriver or something. And there's your on-off button, up and down buttons. And if I can get it to focus, there is your USB port for charging. The battery door just slides off. And I don't know if you saw, I do have a tiny little nick. I have dropped this many times. So it's kind of cool that I have the extra battery door if this one gets too beat up. But I really prefer to use this one. At first, oh, sorry. I thought I was going to not like this ridges on here, but I actually do like it. It seems like it stays in my hand a little better, even though I have dropped it. So, there is the battery sled, all nice and clean. Positive, negative, 2 magnets, and the top here is spring-loaded. So we will pop in a battery. And the battery door does stay on really well. The only time it's ever really popped off, or you know, it moves up and down a little bit, but other than that, when I dropped it, it kind of flies off, but it stays on for the most part. And no rattles at all. So that is a good thing. So it's 5 clicks on. You can't flip the screen. It's the only thing I do not like about it. You see down here that it'll show the temp mode, but when you put an atomizer that doesn't have a nickel or titanium, it will go into show your voltage right there. So of course I don't have an atomizer, no atomizer, but if you want to go up and down with your watts, just hit the buttons, and then after you hit the 80, if you go up one more, this is when it's in like mech mode, which makes it kind of like a mech mod. So that is your bypass. And to go back down, it goes all the way down to 7 watts. And it does go up in 0.5 increments. So, let's throw a tank on here. And it shows the coil is 0.38 ohms, and I'm at 4.57 volts. Now, if you want to go into temp control mode, you go back to the lock screen, make sure it's showing on, and then hit the up and down button. It'll say hold to change temp, and then you can scroll. That turns it off. Once you get up to 600 and go one more, it turns it off. So I don't want to have it in temp mode right now because I don't have a temp coil on there. So you scroll down and then you go into Celsius and back into Fahrenheit. So let's go back up, and I'm going to take it out so it's off. Hit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It shows that it's off, and then it'll go back to your volts. So that is about it for this tiny little device. As you can see, it's a pretty stealthy depending on the size tank that you have on top. So yeah, I have been really loving it so far. I'll take it back up top, I'll take it for a vape, and I'll give you my pros and my cons. So that was the up close and personal look at the Tesla 80 watt TC device. I purchased this from vaporbeast.com probably about a month ago maybe, and I actually got it as one of their daily deals. They had it for $19.97, plus I had a 10% off coupon, 10 or 11% off, and I ended up getting it for like $17 and some change. So unfortunately you're not going to be able to find this for the same price right now, but I will search around and try to find the best price on it as of right now, from whatever site I can find it on for you. I think originally they were like $40, $45. Would I pay that now if I had not gotten it on sale for the great price that I got it, or if I lost it, would I go purchase another one for that price? No. Only because now you can get the much larger devices and some all-in-one devices for about the same price, so I don't know that it would be worth it. But then again, I do absolutely love how tiny this thing is, and it pretty much has become my go-to all-day vape at work because it just fits in my pocket so great. Only problem is, because it is a single 18650 battery, if you're vaping at higher wattages, you are going to need to bring extra batteries with you. At work, I can usually make it through the whole day without having to change it until like right before I go home. It just depends on how much I'm outside and vaping. If the weather's really nice and I'm outside a lot, then I vape more. But if I'm vaping on this all day, like I have taken it with a couple times when we've gone out on the bike, just because it's so small, and I can go through 2 to 3 batteries in a full day. So keep that in mind if you do purchase something that is an 18650 that does higher wattages. You are going to go through battery life a lot faster. So performance. it works great. I don't have any issues when I press the fire button. There doesn't seem to be too much of a lag between when I press the button to when it actually starts firing. I have not had any issues with it, you know, just randomly doing weird things like turning off or, you know, changing the settings that I have it at. You can lock it. There is no on and off feature. That is one of the cons that I have. I prefer to turn my devices completely off when they're in my purse or pocket, just in case. But this one you can only keep it in lock mode, and I have not had any issues with that so far. So not too bad. I love the finish on this thing. It is, even though I dropped it and I do have a little nick in it and, you know, it seems to be peeling off a little bit, the rest of it is holding on fairly well. I do have a little tiny scratch on the front of it, but, you know, I just love the finish on it. It's got that little bit of sparkling there, and I'm totally into, like, blingy stuff. So for me, you know, especially when you're out in the sunlight, it's really, really pretty. I'm not sure if the other colors have it, but they do on the black, so... again, I love the size of it. The weight is a little heavier than what I had expected, but it's probably because it's a zinc alloy. It's a little bit heavier metal. But I kind of like that. I like a device that I can actually feel the weight of in my hand. You know, if it's too lightweight, then sometimes I'm like thinking it's going to be super flimsy. This is my Tree Box Mini, and this thing is like super, super lightweight. But just to kind of give you a quick comparison in size, the Tesla is definitely narrower and a little bit shorter, and it is also, flip it this way, hopefully you can see, it's a little bit slippery. It's a little bit, it's not quite as deep either. So, and this one I really like. It is a little bit boxier, so, sorry, it kind of is not the most comfortable in the hand, but it is extremely lightweight. This one fits whether you hold it this way and fire with your thumb, or you hold it this way and fire with your finger. The buttons are nice and clicky to go up and down. It's easy to navigate the menu. The screen is a decent size. I do wish that you could flip the screen, so that is one of my cons. And then one other thing, if you are a chain vapor, this thing will get very warm. Now, I've taken the cover off and have felt the battery itself, and usually the battery isn't that warm either. But we've had a couple really warm days where we hit over 80 degrees, and on those days, if I am kind of chain vaping, the device gets warm and the battery gets warm. So that is something that you want to consider too. If you are a chain vapor, this is probably not the device that I would go with. I haven't had any issues with the batteries or anything like that, and it has not ever given me any kind of warning because of it. But, you know, for the price that I paid for it, I absolutely love it. And I think it's a great little device. This is my first Tesla device, or no, my second one actually. I do have the Tesla 2 that is like a mechanical mod. I love that one too. That one's a lot lighter weight than this one is, and that one, the battery life is much, much longer, but you can't change your wattage and you can't do temp control on that one, so that is why I wanted to try out this one. I do recommend this if you are looking for a smaller device and you are not a chain vapor and you're looking for something that you can just, you know, you take a couple hits, put it down. This is a great device. It does have the USB charging. I know a lot of people like that. I personally don't like it. I like to charge my batteries separately, and to me it's not a huge deal to carry extra batteries. I do have a little battery case, and somewhere in my little mess over there, I do have a little silicone case that you just slip the battery inside of, and you can put on a keychain or whatever. So carrying extra batteries isn't really an issue for me, but again, highly recommend this device. And yeah, I'll put some links in the description. I'll see if VaporBeast had run out of them, because they sold out so fast, and I'm kind of glad that I got in when I did. But I'll see if they have them back in stock, and if not, then I will put links to other websites that are selling it. And I think that's about it. I'm going to take another vape. I'm vaping on some I Love cookies, which is fantastic. I do notice that it tastes a little better when you're doing it at a slightly lower wattages. If you go a little too high, it kind of tastes like burnt sugar. So That's it for this review. I hope you have enjoyed it. If you did, please give me a thumbs up, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more upcoming vaping related news and reviews. Hope you have a great day, and until next time, keep calm and vape on.